Welcome to the Hearts of the Community. I'm Jay.
This is his brother Jew. You know, we make it do what it do. Every time we come through, I make it rhyme. Two plus two. I don't know if my nigga rap it, and that's one. Matter of fact, let's make it two. What the fuck it do?
Out the gate. Okay. Uh welcome back. Welcome back. We're gonna get right into it. We both tired. Like
Y'all can't see.
we are both tired. But I appreciate my brother's dedication to this because I just assumed he would be tired. He had a busy weekend. And I was like, yo, we can record because we a little loaded up right now. We got, we got something to spare. But I appreciate you for that. But this is we just gonna get right into it. You have something to say?
No. Yep. I'll have to pause you because hey, I just want to give a shout out to my brother. He just completed his first, what would you call it? Your animated series, your animated lessons. Would you put a name to it's his animation? Let's just call it that. It's
Yeah,
it's it's his
animation.
big one, y'all. Y'all don't think y'all get it. This one coming out, hey, and I'm like, ooh, I think Lil Juke might have to join one of them things, you know what I'm
Little
saying?
Drew, yeah.
But man, really, bro, I'm proud of you because I know y'all wonder why he's tired. He's not just a family man. He's not just a father and a great husband, not just a son of God. He is a hardworking father, a hardworking person, and he is my big brother that I'm proud of, man. So, I just want to give
Appreciate
you
that.
your flowers. Now we can get into it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I don't know what it's gonna be called, but yeah, this is definitely the dopest thing I've done in my life as far as creativity goes, and the work that I put into it is. I think I know it's gonna pay off, and I know it's gonna change some lives. But uh, here's my question, and I'm not gonna just dig to the title of what we're talking about. I think we'll find that along the way. But my question to you, because I have a way that I'm gonna swing this in, what is the most important thing that you would want to receive from a company? And I know you're an entrepreneur and you do your own thing, but or even if you want to flip it and say that you feel the average worker would want. And those of you that are looking at this, please put this in the comments. What is number one on your list from a company? What do you want from them?
I think I'm gonna give two answers because that was, from the entrepreneurial's perspective, having my own business versus being a worker, like working every shift 2 to 10, 7 to 3 a.m., 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., all shifts. I think the one thing that I felt was being lacked on was appreciation, and I think that's making like you have people, and me and you talk about this all the time. You got people that want to work like people don't think like communism, and maybe I don't know the actual definition of communism, so I'm not gonna go too far into depth about that. But
Look it
people
up while
don't
you talk.
appreciate it. People don't think like things like um people having equal things would make people want to work harder. When it's like, dude, it's not about working harder, it's about getting the work done. And so many people confuse the two. It's not always about like, dude, you have people that literally we see it on TikTok all the time. You got people that just enjoys cleaning for no reason,
Right.
just for the appreciation of it, just to see people that's liking the views and things like that. So if they like that and they could get paid a salary or a wage where they're able to survive, who's going to need every resource when everything is provided at that time? You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about what can a company give, it's that appreciation, and it's not appreciation. Oh, you've been here 5 years, here's a McDonald's gift card. It's, oh, you've been here 5 years. Let's try to find you a new title. Let's try to get you a promotion. Let's try to make you feel loved here and welcome. And that starts from the top down. So now being from the business side, I understand that. Like the grace that I give clients is the same grace that they give me in return. But if I wasn't giving them grace, they wouldn't give me grace. And so the way that I do that is through appreciation. So like being able to see personally, I think appreciation factors into a bigger paycheck. It factors into better working hours. It factors into being able to retain more employees, which allows the company to have more people to employ. So you don't have to work these dumbass hours. I'm at like 3. So you can tell I'm tired, boy. Hey, oh, let them. Hey, this gonna be our new dance, big bro. Hey, also,
Wow, you letting them go, boy.
hey, Jazz, you please gotta throw an instrumental to that, your own original beat to that dance.
Oh yeah.
In that,
Hey,
uh,
hey,
uh,
hey,
uh,
hey, hey, you just made a song. Hey, now he gonna want credits, right? I can't put this out without his name on the credits.
Hey, we'll call me Jay-Z. I need everything.
Um,
uh,
you just came up with a song, and I know how it's gonna go too.
but
But
yeah.
here's my question for you: why did you not say money?
Oh, because of confidentiality, I can't mention the client that spoke about this, but I spoke with a client yesterday and they was talking about how external it was a research that was done where it shows like external motivation, such as like money or somebody telling you to do it, isn't as big of a factor to make you want to do something or to give the same effort or energy into something as an intrinsic push. Now, people can confuse that with positive reassurance. Positive reassurance isn't the same thing as an external push or external motivation in a sense, but to me, I might use it as motivation. So, for an example, there's a difference between let's just say James is my son right now. You're about to do the dishes by yourself. I go tell you, James, go do the dishes. Well, you're probably not going to want to do the dishes as much as you was already going to versus you doing the dishes and me coming to tell you, James, I appreciate you doing the dishes. When you do that, that makes me feel like, hey, my son is on top of things. He's appreciative, is intentional. You're more likely to appreciate or accept that second one because it has a bigger why, it has a bigger purpose. Money does have a big we need money, but we don't, the purpose and value for it is depleting because of the way money is treated, you know? So like of course we need money to provide, but like we was talking, me and the client, like, yo, if we can get back to the bartering system, we'd be much happier as a community. But the government doesn't want us to get back into that type of system because they understand that doesn't give them the power. If, for an example, I was just telling them, for an example, if you have a DJing company, right, and I'm a therapist, and we barter that in itself. There it is right there. You feel me? Hey, but you all see it, man. I'm gonna get the training grace. Y'all gonna see. Try to get like big bro. But let's say I'm like, yo, I need 5 events DJ'd out of the year, and that I give you 15 sessions for free. Or I give you 15 sessions. Well, now there's no money included, but our purposes is still bigger. We're still accomplishing the same thing. We could do that with land. We could do that with it. But of course, people want to take things. So you have that's why I didn't say money, because money doesn't have enough why. That's why you say sometimes the richest people aren't the happiest. That why is so superficial. So, my
That's
brother,
ill. Nah, that's ill.
you
I
got me in
taught a
that one
class.
bag.
I taught a class yesterday, and it was random. I never had them before. They never met me, and I got to speaking about myself a little bit, and they said, "Wow, sounds like you're rich." So I asked them what the definition of rich was.
Ooh.
So of course, somebody said millionaire, blah blah blah, and I said, "Okay, let's say I am." Right? I said, "How do you feel about me?" And they said whatever they said, and I was like, "Okay, let's say I'm not. How you feel about me?" Right? The answer didn't change. Right? So what I told them basically is, look, my job is not to make you a millionaire. My job is to get you to find out what you love and you enjoy as early as possible. And then as you get a little older, it may change, but you know how to look for it. You know how to handle your transitions, which we'll end up talking on a different episode about transitions. But
Ooh.
for the reason why I say this is because I knew early 6 years old what I wanted to do. Everybody's not going to be like that. But the faster that you are, a lot of things have to do with me not it's not just one thing why I don't value money the way that everybody else does. But to your point, my purpose and understanding that, even as a young kid, even though I didn't necessarily follow it, I was close to it. But
Yeah.
I didn't hit the target exactly until the last couple of years. But that will allow you to do something longer. Because what happens is people get I don't know what the therapist term is, but there's a type of burnout that you get when you're not living in your purpose anyway. So there's no amount of money. We've heard people say this before. Man, they offered me the most amount of money I ever wanted. I don't want it though,
Uh-huh.
right? And it has a lot to do with the appreciation that doesn't come with that. It's like, how many people have we heard say, I'll take the money, but I don't want to work for that person, or I don't want to do this for the money, right? And people always get it wrong. They be like, for Pete's sakes. It's not for Pete's sake. It's for peace sakes, right? And some people don't get it. They like, man, I never knew that. It's like, a lot of stuff for me I never knew either,
For Pete's
right?
sake.
Yeah, you know, like for crying out loud or for peace sakes, think about the scenarios
That's
that are.
crazy that I never peeped that people even say Pete's. I just thought
Yeah,
niggas was just talking. Damn, that's foul.
was it 4 or 5? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm at
mean,
foul. I got one,
you
but
know,
I like
he throwing them. All right, but yeah. So I was in church over 12 years ago. It was a long time ago, but I never forget.
12 years
Uh, he,
ago, nigga.
he had. How old was you 12 years ago?
I
Ooh,
was 14.
I was about to say, yeah, he was in high school
I was in freshman year.
trying to find yourself.
That's crazy. I had a
Yeah,
ball spot at this time. I was
you
just
were
talking out good.
old young head, old head. Yeah. But yeah, so I remember the pastor talking about what did he say? He had did some research and basically appreciation was at the top of the list. And
Mhm.
the conversation, I think money was number one, but appreciation was right after that. And the question was, why do people still go out of their way not to appreciate people? And I guess that's what brings me to the conversation that we're having today. Me and you had talked about this
Oh, I got an answer too. I like that question.
about hour ago, some time ago, because it bothers me to see when people, and I'm petty for this. I'm not gonna lie. If I die and you ain't give me my flowers when I was alive, I don't send that to my family. Don't post it. And I know some of y'all gonna think like, oh, he just playing. He in the moment. I'm not. I really
Hey, I'm
don't. I
gonna use
don't.
my fifth one. He dead ass. He dead. Hey, dead
Yeah, like
ass.
I can't feel that. I can't hear that. I can't receive that. That sounds good to my family, but you know, you just never know. And I don't per se need it, but I would like it because it's a form of appreciation, and I just really go out of my way to do it. But my the thing that bothers me so much is the love, and I get it, it's a good gesture, but what you probably already know my question, why do people continue to see these things happen? We talk about it. You know, we all say it when we have funerals. We need to get together more. We need to appreciate each other more. And then 2 weeks later, it goes back to almost no appreciation for these very people that you quote unquote love so much, you like so much. And I get it. I know people are gonna be like, man, life, I have my own thing going and all that, but it takes literally 1 to 5 seconds for me to be like, bro, I saw what you and your people doing. I appreciate it. What you're doing is dope. I love you. Boom. You don't have to get into a whole conversation. Why does that happen?
I think it's because of people think kind of how you said it in like in the moment. You said, I don't need that appreciation, but it would be nice to have it. But then when people die, oh, we need to get together. You see how that needs get separated then, but then pushed back together somewhere else. It's like, nah, we're social creatures. We need that appreciation. That's how we keep going. It may, but what's up, my brother? I think that's a good
Because
moment.
I know you're perfect to answer this question. What happens when you do need it and you get treated as if you don't? Because that's happened before too, where it's like, I do need the appreciation. We talk about it from some of the closest people. It's like, I'm asking you for this and you still won't give it to me. Right. And I just mean appreciation, like just that. So what happens in that regard when you're still not taking that serious for that very thing that you're asking for?
This is where we don't give people that time to change. If you've been away for so long and now you're making that adjustment, it's hard for me to make that adjustment with you because you haven't been this way. So maybe a part of me has been closed off. And the other part of it is people aren't taught how to appreciate. Just plain and simple. I think that's something like as a kid, you're taught how to tell people thank you. You're taught how to give that instant gratification, but appreciation is a longer thing. It's a more intentional thing. When you're saying thank you, those are more, hey, go check out our last episode, thoughts versus thinking. When you're showing appreciation, you're thinking about it. When you're
Mm.
giving thanks, that's more of a thought. Now, sometimes
Ooh.
those, you know what I mean? Sometimes those can blend in together. You can have somebody that's showing appreciation through their thanking, but most times it's a more in-depth thanking, which shows there was intentional thinking behind it. So you have so many different answers. So, earlier you said, why do people still feel reluctant to appreciate? It's because nobody's willing to be first. That was something that I think was so dope. I used to be Old Testament heavy with the Bible, then got into Apocrypha, and then finished the New Testament. I'm just like, yo, the Bible's so dope because what the Old Testament and Apocrypha was lacking that we all say Jesus Yeshua brought was the ability to be the first person to do something without needing reciprocation for it, giving grace to somebody without needing it in return. Because if you never show people how to do it, why you think they called us goats, lambs, sheep? Because you have to be led and taught. If we're not led and taught through grace, how else are we going to be able to learn and understand? So why don't anybody appreciate? It's because nobody is willing to appreciate and take the time first. I couldn't We couldn't get you and dad to be cool if I never got cool with you by giving you love and grace and teaching you, James, you got this dopeness about you. Believe in that. Okay, now you believe in that. Go talk to him about how that made you feel. How that made you feel doesn't change who you are here because you're still that dope of a person. I appreciated you and who you were in that moment, which made you appreciate yourself more in a more different way. And guess what? That appreciation led throughout our family. Now look where that's at. It's not just communication, but it's to communicate, you got to appreciate the other person because it's an
Mm,
intentional thing. You know what I'm saying? If I don't appreciate what you're saying, I'm not really going to try to communicate. It's going to be my way. I need to talk. It's about me right now. And, it's that it's that lack of, to me, truthfully being able to be in the place that I am now. I think it's just the lack of I think it's the generational curses and the lack of teaching and the lack of want to. We have so much
mm,
pride, but we have pride in the wrong areas. It's like pride is not a bad thing. I'm prideful in my communication with you. I'm prideful in the way that I show my love. I'm prideful in the way that I keep Yahweh's commandments. But I don't have to be prideful in a sense of, damn, a nigga just, well, that's six. So I got
eight,
I
10 now.
I got push-ups.
Mm.
Hey, get the hitting them after the for the that's gonna be a short. Me hitting my push-ups for any time I go over
That'd be dope.
accountability. You know what I mean? But like for an example, I was out in California and it was this homeless person. Um, like they threw like a top of a coffee lid at me, like at like my shoe for no reason. I just kept it pushing, going about my day. And my homie shouts out Christian. He was like, bro, I really like how you move. And I'm like, oh, you saw that too? And he was like, yeah, bro. Like a lot of people would try to get on that with the homeless person. And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like it's for what reason? It's a shoe. Like I can keep it pushing. I don't care about this. Like I spend money on it. I don't, but it's like in my head, it doesn't make sense to get into it with somebody who's already down and out about something. And for me, it's like, yo, I appreciate the position that they in as a homeless person right now. I don't need to argue with them. I don't need to get upset. That does nothing but fuel my own ego and my own pride. Well, I don't need to have that. That's not a situation where I need to have that. So just why did I get? I hope y'all can see this is how my brain works sometimes. I got there.
No, it's cool because I was about to cut you off anyway.
Okay,
Do you remember
perfect.
that happened down here in Houston with me and you when we was walking to the Breakfast Club?
Dang, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, and I handled it the same way. Dude was talking the most
Crazy, because he was
reckless
on the
I
bike.
have. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anybody like make eye contact with me and talk to me that reckless in
He
their
was
life.
like, I can't use no more cuss
Can't
words.
even right like that. It was so bad. Like, and I'm like, I'm with my brother too. Like, you
Yeah.
better have something on you. I mean, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. I didn't, of course, we didn't go there, but I think I responded that way. Ultimately, these moments, you respond accordingly based on the scenario, right? So I would probably say if I wasn't with you, I probably would have did the same thing. But being with you, it definitely allowed me to be more at ease because I mean, I wish I could tell y'all like he invited me to places that you shouldn't, right? And
I do
he
remember
didn't
that, bro. That's so crazy because
he
it was
didn't
just me and
like
you out there waiting for everybody.
he didn't slow he stopped. Like he wanted me to know. And I'm like, I was trying to put it together. Like, you talking to my brother? You
Yeah,
talking? Yeah, it's like, no. We locked eyes, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, but to your point, when you were I appreciated the moment. So it's like, ain't nothing about to mess this moment up. Like, man, I'm here with my brother, and then I'm going with my family. So it's like, I guess in a way, I've always appreciated those moments because I didn't never want to tarnish those moments. So like, I ain't about to do nothing to mess this up. Go ahead.
I got it because this is deeper than you appreciate at the moments. You appreciate your life. And I think that's something that our
Yeah.
community, me and our pops, y'all have noticed. I say me and Courtney for some reason, shouts out to us, we say my dad and my mom a lot. And it's just
Hmm.
so like so I catch myself. But me and dad was talking and he was like, uh can't remember what we was talking about, but I remember can't remember who it was, but somebody said, black people, we don't know when to die. And I thought that was one of the biggest things because even back in the Bible, we didn't know when to die. We know how to die, we just don't know when to die. And what that means is we don't know when to die over something that has meaning, like how they used to do with the like in the 80s with the civil rights, like in the civil rights times, like they knew when to die. Right now, we dying over Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying, dude? On you. What like it's crazy to me that we die over things that's superficial and people will look at us like we ignorant. And it's like, no, we're not dying over the shoe. It's the pride in the moment. I don't appreciate my life enough, but I know people need to know I got this pride about me. So people look at it so surface level. And that's why when me and Pops talk, he like, man, look, man, sometimes we just make dumb decisions. We dying over Jordans. It's like it's not the Jordan that we're dying over. That's the symbol,
Facts.
idol, that's a byproduct, but also an idol because you see this type of pride as a thing that you have to have or something that you need to embody when in reality, pride is of the devil. Like it's not, well, I don't want to say pride is of the devil because I do believe pride is a neutral thing. Because, like I said, pride can be used in a positive way. But when it's used in a negative way, now you're feeding the devil. You're feeding into that negativity because you want to be something or want to be shown as something that you deem as I got more push-ups, a real nigga. And we deem that to be the coolest thing because we never knew how to appreciate life. To me, that's what being a real one is, learning how to appreciate life and learning how to uplift your people in doing so. And not just your people, but people in general, because I believe that we're so messed up now. We need everybody to work together to fix this because it doesn't matter until the people in power care. And if there's like I tell, like I got kids and clients that I talk to that maybe isn't the same color
About
as
to say
me.
you got kids. I was about to say
Nah,
that this
nah,
is
look,
news to me.
nah,
Where my nephew and niece
I
at?
ain't here. I ain't with Courtney. Look at that. Uh, I'm like I talk with my kids and my clients, and they have kind of the same mindset where it's like something needs to change, and they're going into things like, I want to go be a doctor. I want to try to go be something at MIT, and I get to talk with these like people as clients. So it's like, yo, dude, you're the type of person that can be in charge and get something to change. That would impact so many different things, and it's like we have the finances in our community to do it to bring so many things together, but we got to take somebody, we need somebody to take that step. And I'm 26, I still don't know what that first step is yet. I think for me personally, it gets tough with appreciation because I want to start a family. I do want to get my life going as well. And so trying to balance starting a business. But again, that's how the system is created. It's created that we need money to look away from the problems that really are needed. Like,
Ooh. So to your point, I want to be honest here. Um, there was something going on down here in Houston some years ago where people were protesting and some I don't know what it was for exactly, but there were a lot of people standing up for the rights of blacks. And I had talked to this lady that I work with, and she was on her way out there. Like, and I don't remember if it got violent or anything. And she literally said, I'm going out there for you and my husband. And I was like, yo, she really about to put her life on the line because here's the honest part. To your point, I have a family. So there is um a line, so to speak, that I'm not necessarily willing to step over sometimes. And I know that it's not necessarily a good thing all the time, but I do have a wife and two children that I do need to live for as well, too. I have to set the example. And I don't say that like I'm necessarily sad about that either, but I just understand to you and Dad's point, and then even back in the day, there were men that would leave their families to take care of the cause, right?
yeah,
But I also think that's not the only way. You
that's how
know,
I feel too.
if you're not on the front lines with everybody else, but you're doing something else over here that moves our culture forward, our togetherness or our union forward, and who am I to say how little that is because I'm over here doing something else that I might consider big in my world, but at the end of the day, you know me, I'm a black and white person. Is this not helping us? You know what I
That goes
mean?
back to appreciation. You still don't you appreciate yourself more than the cause at this point. Because why are
Mm-hmm.
you focusing on what you're doing and what they're not doing versus on how we can be doing this together? Like, I'm an anime nerd. So something that I always watch is like how to rebuild a kingdom or how to rebuild a civilization or how to rebuild something because I feel like that's what the time is like we don't know how to rebuild something. So when I think about the first thing when we talk about like rioting or boycotting, personally, I don't think protesting work until it's affecting the money. If it doesn't affect the money, it's just affecting the daily person, which is the point of a protest to cause disruption and to cause some type of frantic. But after that, it's like we haven't had a person come around yet in a while that we've all felt like we could trust because it's like people like I rock with Dr. Umar, but you also hear about how people talk about like he received all these donations but hadn't gotten schools up, and it's like, yo, we don't know about that situation and what's going on there. So it is other ways to do it. And that's why I think for us personally, like one thing I've always noticed about how to rebuild a kingdom, how to rebuild something, we got to get the power first. Like personally, you have to build yourself up, whether it's through social, whether it's through politics, whether it's through finances, which is why I think the animation that we talk about, the movies that we talk about is so big because that's a creative way to build ourselves up while still pouring financially into ourselves while getting our vision out. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? It's not just a quick get rich scheme. This is a lifelong thing, but it's something for the community in the long run as well. And I think
Uh,
that's no, what you
I
got to
agree
say?
with you. I agree with you so much because the mindset of our people after that movie Wakanda came out,
Come on, man. Come
like
on, man.
it was a to your point, it was a different type of motivation and inspiration that I hadn't saw, and I never thought about it till you just said that. It was like, yo, like
We could be that.
right, and then stuff like you was talking about Dr. Umar. What's his name? Killer Mike. He's got I forget the name of that show he had on Netflix. Super dope show, but he had basically. I don't want to say this wrong, but he had either built his own city, county, something. I'll edit it in here, so I want to make sure I'm a matter of fact. But he basically just showed how it could happen. So we're into the right things, but we're not. Sometimes we don't have enough information. But it's like
Yeah.
you buying that land. Do you know all that comes with that? Like I was talking to our cousin about airspace, and he was like, "Yo, I didn't even know that was a thing." And it's like, to your point, sometimes it is your job not to know, and it's my job to tell you,
Yes.
right? Because I appreciate this union that we have. And that's where you get the people that don't. And
Mm-hmm.
that affects us too, because like you said, it's about me. I have the information.
Yes.
You're not gonna get it unless you come through me, and I'm not gonna give it all to you. And it's like, yo, like again, how does that help? You hate this too. I'm bringing this up. You hate when people make you go through things, the same stuff that they went through. I had to get it from the mud. So now you got to get it through the mud. That's the only way you're going to get it.
Man, but when I how much man, but when I say that pissed me off so much because it's like, dude, you think you think white people be doing this? No, I'm setting you up a trust fund. If that so it's like, yo, you reach 18 and you have a 3.0, then you can have the money and do what you want to do with it. So by that time, a foundation at least has been set. So even if you bush
What did you say? You didn't add it wasn't a strong T on it. What did you cut the T in half?
I said,
It's already been done.
please don't let it count.
It's already been done. The damage has been done. Go ahead. Say it over again if you want.
Hey, y'all see how he been trying to set me up? He be trying to, then he gonna text me
What
later
you
like,
say?
that counted as 1.5. Oh my
Oh man.
dog. Man, that bull, that malarkey.
That don't even sound right.
Dog, it is so funny because I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
You were talking about
Oh, getting it out the mud. Getting it out the
Yeah,
mud.
other people having, yeah.
I don't like that malarkey because it's like, dude, you teach a person and they make the decision as they get older, but as the parent, you did your job. That's all you have to worry about. So many times it's like, nah, I don't want to make it go to waste, or I don't want to push them to do this. And it's like, yo, you're not their friend. They have never been on this world earth before.
I got a really good question for you that falls right in along the lines of what we're talking about. Do
And,
you feel okay? So let's just say you did all that it took for you to be the dopest therapist that you are, right? And then your child comes along and they want to do it, and you put them through the hard work that it took for you to get it. Do you honestly feel like they appreciate it more as they go through the harder workings of what you do? And I know there's levels of
oh, I got an
appreciation.
answer.
Go ahead.
You just took it. You just took the answer. You just
Because
took the
I deal
answer.
I
You
deal
know
with you
me.
on a daily. Yeah, so I know I gotta get through the crevices for you because you be like, well, you ain't say this.
So yeah, that's what I was just gonna say is levels of appreciation. You would have the appreciation of the hard work, they would have the appreciation of the father and son connection. Which one do you want more of? Which one matters more? They don't matter more. They both weigh the same, because unless you take that same route and try to put it on your son. Now, some sons can take that, but that father son connection might take a while to get connected again, or you might only have a connection when stuff gets hard. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's like, I know how to handle this, but do you know how to help me when things are good? Do you know how to be there when I want appreciation for the things that you don't like? Do you know how to be there when I just want to be around my dad and have small talk? Or does it always have to be about something extreme? So, like how you said, it's a levels of appreciation. And it might not, the hard work part, it still might be there because it determines on how much you got. There's a difference between helping and enabling. You can help them while still make it difficult. And maybe that's what we talk about next session. What's the difference between helping and enabling?
I like that.
You feel me? I feel like this was a good episode for us being feeling like that.
Man, we tired. You done been in and out the city, the states. I can't keep up with where you be at these days. And I just
We're gonna be in
be in
Houston
and
soon.
yeah, see, we be there too. We ain't going nowhere. Uh,
Hey, yeah, you tired, boy. That was a
yo,
good drop, Joe.
I'm so tired. He said my joke whack without saying it's whack. My guy ain't catch on to that. Like, yeah, I've just been doing all kind of weird stuff with my kids today. Like, let's play the mystery game. Y'all just look for stuff around here. Just pick some stuff up, and that was whack. See, this is a problem too. When people are appreciated, they don't even receive it. Man, take that, man. I don't want that. Appreciate me a different type of way, man.
Hey,
I
you know
don't
what's
have
funny? That was the route I was gonna take. That's another reason why people don't appreciate people, is because people want to be appreciated they way and don't want to communicate that. I want you to know how I want to be appreciated without me telling you. You know what type of
That's selfish.
bullshit that is? I'm gonna use it on that. Like, dog, James, that's like me saying in the show how I want you to end, how I want to end the show without telling you how I want to end the show.
Man, I got the wrong iPad, but I sure had one of them. Every time you cuss.
Oh,
Because I'm
I'm
not
at
doing it
like
in the edit.
I'm like 9.
I feel like living color right now. Well, we're out of time today.
I ain't never seen that show.
See, now I was waiting for it to happen, and here we go. Age, right?
What's Living Color? Who is that?
Keenan Ivory Wayne. It's Damon Wayne.
Oh, and Marlon Wayne?
He wasn't the one that you know now. Because
Well, all right, y'all. This has been the Hearts of the Community podcast with Jew and Jay. We love y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for the
2 snaps in a round circle.
See y'all, man.
Love y'all, man.